Okay, I guess we are live with some birds in the background. The game is running, but I want to talk about some models first. Or let's finish the birds and the game, and we'll talk about the models. Um, so in the game interface part, let me look at the notes. Okay, so we've been implementing the tutorial screens. So last week, Dave has finished his instructions, meaning in Figma we are done with the visual stuff. And we are now implementing the tutorial scene, the scenario itself. So we are going to figure out the margins and such, but we are actually moving forward with the design from Figma. So as the tutorial goes, Dave is basically letting you stay in his house during the summer. So you hang up and you wait for his instructions. Basically, it's moving around. So we use the WASD keys and we detect if the player moves around using those keys to trigger the next step. And Dave is asking you to harvest some stuff and put some plants into the compost because he has left a few things behind, which means this scene should actually be populated with a bigger garden and more established garden, which is not finished yet, but there has been some development in the department. So we proceed. Um, Here we'll have a bunch of empty raised beds, and maybe one or two of them will be full. In this case, we have carrots that we are supposed to put in the compost unit, as Dave is asking us to do. So we already selected. We put it in the compost unit. We close it, and that carrot has made its way to the compost. We are right in the middle of implementing the whole tutorial. So there should have been a tomato plant here. In that case, the harvest option would be available. And when you are done, Dave is basically asking you to give him a call. In this case, we have completed one out of one available options because the second one we are just doing it, but we assume that we've done his tasks. So he's asking you to call him. Was maybe too quick, but this area was first empty. Now it's basically populated with the task of calling Dave. We'll call Dave because he's away. It's an international call. Maybe it takes 10 minutes. So we'll see the length of certain tasks here and their completion rate. It's followed here in the progress bar. So this way, even if the completion rate is 50% for all the tasks here, some tasks may still have fewer left than other ones. So we'll just start the call. Calling Dave. Okay. So after this, we should see the next screen and here. So yeah, as I said, with these two, just phone Dave. So this is where we'll actually. So we have a long way to go, but at the end of this, the player should be ready to start planting and basically accomplishing the scenario's goal, which is growing 50 kilos of tomatoes by the end of summer. So along the way, we'll introduce different concepts such as calendar screen and such. Yes, so that will be most likely the topic of the next week's devlogs. So it'll take a few weeks to accomplish all this. So besides all this, I don't think I'm forgetting anything in the game. Yeah, we've been doing UI fixes mostly, some internal data layer fixes. But besides all that, we've been working on cleaning up the models. So the version of this model is already in the game. We have improved the design. There are few triangles, but we also have two more varieties of Mr. Trellis. We have the flat kind, not the boxed version. So this is the square frame here. We have a diamond where they will just add more flavor to the game, but also the box one, you could freely put it anywhere in your garden. So it's like a self-contained unit. You could grow stuff here along this side and side too. But most likely when you have your house wall, you will attach this to a flat surface. So that's usually how it's used. And other models that we have either fixed or created new. Here's a fence system. This post is utilized in compost pile or compost unit. So we are making it modular so that some parts can be used in that you have an extension system possible. Is it in here? Perhaps here, yes. So that you could be adding more planks and this forgot the name, tendon, I think. But you get the idea. So that this post could be the center of multi at that point. We started to fix houses. We one type. Maybe this will be changed based on the city you are playing in, so that you could actually have the cultural elements, a different house or architecture style in different parts of the world. This is a generic house, and the size may not be completely scaled to the garden. This may actually be just a big button. Click. This looks like an avatar instead of like a size house. That's an artistic choice. We'll decide whether things should be to proper scale or not. I think that is pretty much what we have done. We have a lot of model fixes, but just talking about them individually take a long time and maybe unnecessary for the devlog. But we'll keep using these models to populate a garden. Might actually happen next week, which was planned for today, but other things come in the way, and so this is this week's progress. See you on the next one. Bye bye.